here really quick. All right, my bad, guys. The stream had went out for a second, so I had to restart my computer. Let's do a quick audio check. If you guys are coming in right now, if you can still hear me, everything sounds good, let me know down below in the chat. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. If you guys can hear me, drop a yes in the chat real quick. I had to restart it due to the stream going out. Okay, we should be good to go now. Should be good now. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and minimize this a tad bit. So yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you, Zay. I appreciate you. No, this is options trading. But yeah, like I was saying before I got off, I actually can't remember exactly what was it. Oh yeah. I would personally recommend trading with your own money. Prop firms and stuff is cool. All things considered, but I think trading with your own money will give you the ability to like really understand what it feels like to lose money. Like I think that when people have this idea where they can blow an account and then immediately be able to just open up another account with the same amount of money that they just had, I don't think that teaches discipline. Now granted, are there some people who make it work and they do it very well? You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. To each is their own. But if you trade options, trade with your own money. Trade with your own capital. What do I look up on TradingView to do this? There's basically like a little box up here at the top right. And you just click grid. And you can just basically change the grid. Yo, shout out to everybody that's coming in on YouTube. Shout out to everybody that's coming in. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys are here on TikTok, let's try to get to 10,000 likes. 10K likes. I know y'all can do it, I believe. Let me delete this stream really quick on here. Fudge, it's not gonna let me delete it this way, is it? Unfortunate. Let's delete this. Okay. Curious why Weeble over Thinkorswim? Just personal preference. I think Thinkorswim is really good. It's just I personally prefer Weeble, and I've been using it for a pretty long time now. So it's just personal preference. All right, so let's see what the market wants to do. We're going into power hour, which is the last hour of the day. Usually there's a lot of volume that picks up. I'm already green on the day, so I don't think I'm gonna take any other trades. If I do, it's gonna be with profits from earlier today's trade. So other than that, I don't think I'm gonna force anything. I'm just wait to see if the volume picks up. So one thing that I always do is, you know, when you're watching these higher time frames, you definitely want to watch for a lot of like consolidation or a lot of choppiness. A lot of newer traders, this is why, again, someone asked me before I got off the last stream, you know, why watch the higher time frames? Well, a lot of times you can dodge a lot of bad trades if you're watching the higher time frames, because let's say, you know, the market is consolidating, right, and it's going into lunchtime. That is something key that you want to be able to read and understand. And the only way you're going to be able to see that, like, you're not going to be able to notice that off a 5 minute, because the 5 minute is making so many moves. The 3 minute is making so many moves so quickly that it's easy for somebody to be like, oh yeah, this looks like a supply zone or this looks like a demand zone. But yeah, you're not outlining your levels on higher time frames, which means those levels are there on a smaller time frame, which are less valid, right? You're less confident in those particular levels. So when you're watching on like a 1 hour, right? Let's say right here, or this is QQQ on the 1 hour, you know, you had this failed two up. So we tried to go higher, couldn't hold, and we pulled back. And then this inside bar is consolidation. So this means that price never broke above or below the first 30-minute candle or the first 1 hour candle. And then you got a slight push up above it, right? Above these all-time highs that we made on the day. And then it's just been choppy. So, you know, a lot of times people are trying to trade in this condition. And for me personally, it's just not a part of my plan to trade in consolidation. It's not something I'm looking forward to. Yo, Eddie, what up? What's up, bro? My bad, I had to refresh the stream. It was tweaking out a little bit. Hold on, let me move this up just a tad bit. All right, there we go. Should look a little bit cleaner now for you guys. Let me go back. What's up, Donna? What's up? Any free discords I can chat in for stocks? I have a free Discord and a free 9-hour course. I just dropped like 2 or 3 new videos in there, so you guys can watch it. It's all free. My paid group is currently full. Susan, thank you so much for the gifted. But yeah, you can just watch the free game. Somebody was on Twitter was like, man, I really want to learn how to trade. I really want to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, I highly recommend it. Now, there's going to be people out there who try to fear you into not doing it, or because they're not successful at it, or they've never been successful at it, they'll try to convince you that it's not a good thing to do. You know, experience your own stuff for yourself, right? Life is there for you to experience things. And if you just keep just trusting someone else's opinion off social media, it's going to be very difficult for you to get to where you want to get to. You see a dump happening in QQQ. Honestly, it's been holding this level pretty nicely. You know, as we go into the last hour of the day, anything can happen. But right now, it's kind of holding this level. Ideally, I like the upside move more. What is a good platform to use to trade? Webull, Thinkorswim, or Robinhood? I'm now learning. I'm going to start on Webull. Definitely. Sounds good, Susan. Yeah, you can watch the free course in my bio. This goes for everybody. If you're a little bit newer, you can watch a full free course in my bio. Or if you're a little bit more advanced, if you work a 9 to 5, or you have a cash flowing business, or you have more than $2,500 to your name, you can click this button right here. If you're a part of that category that I just said, you can click this orange button right here, and you can reserve a seat to this Sunday's free live trading workshop. I'll be hosting it with around 500 other people. I have a max of 500 people that can join the Zoom. But basically, I teach everything to you in about 2 hours. So you can reserve a seat right there as long as you meet one of those qualifications. How far out do you like to set your options puts out? Well, it depends. So like Meech, if I'm trading like IWM or QQQ or something, I'm trading same day contracts. There's an echo. If I'm trading like I don't hear an echo. Do you guys hear an echo? Do you guys have hear an echo? I don't hear one. But yeah, if I'm trading same day contracts, like IWM, QQQ, SPX, I'm trading same days. If I'm trading something else, then I'll go maybe a week or 2 weeks out. Yes, this is options. Do you think we should still buy Bitcoin even if it's $50 to $100? Absolutely. The question is do you want your money to keep getting torched? Even if it's, think of it like this, right? And this is something I've been talking about. And, you know, I talked about it on Twitter, and a lot of people really liked it because I like a lot of my opinions are just me being free and speaking my own thoughts, right? So like none of this stuff is financial advice. It's just me giving you guys information from books and articles, and like I do a lot of my own due diligence. So this is how I'm able to speak with this level of confidence because I've already taken the time out to do my due diligence. My mom always told me never be the person who's talking the most when you have educated yourself the least. So I educate myself the most so that way I can talk about things more and I can be confident in what I'm talking about. And the reason I say all this, right, is because, you know, I made a tweet and, you know, I was kind of talking about, you know, the debt, right, the debt ceiling. And, you know, we have just miraculously been kind of sweeping it under the fridge where, you know, right now the US is at $38 trillion in debt. And somebody on Twitter was like, you know, what happened to Doge, right? They made an efficiency sector of the government to be able to manage, you know, money, right? And they were supposed to be making these huge improvements and cutting certain departments and all that stuff. And Elon was running it and it was going well for a little second, right? And then I think what happened is once they realized there's literally no way to pay off the debt, and then you have the level of like world issues we have going on. You got us beefing with Canada. We not on really great terms with China. You know what I'm saying? You got all these different dynamics changing across the world with wars popping up left and right. And, you know, I was just being real, right? I said, you know, most people who watch most people don't watch the news. Most people don't inform themselves, which is why like people come to my streams or they come to my videos and they say, you talk like you woke. I just talk like a person who's not manipulated. I'm not easily manipulated. And like some of you on here will probably agree with me, right? I don't think everybody wants to be easily manipulated. I don't think everybody wants to sit back and let life just pass them by while they never actually reach their potential. They never get a chance to live the life that they always wanted to live. And I'm pretty sure, right? How many of you guys would agree with me? I'm pretty sure most of you don't want to end up like that. So when people say like I'm talking like I'm woke, I'm just talking like an educated individual. But that's another thing. But I say all that to say they have been strategically putting out more media. So as we're accumulating more debt, they're putting out and portraying more stories, different events, different things going on in the world, and they're putting that out on the media and distracting people with this, as opposed to educating people on what's about to happen. Can y'all still hear me? Is everything making sense right now? Is some of y'all tracking with me? Like, is some of y'all still following along? And this is how it goes, right? There's always some new big thing happening, right? Like, it's always another distraction, exactly, right? Like, they're always gonna put something else out there, something out in the media. Let me ask y'all this: the news, the articles, the stuff that y'all see, a lot of this like depressing stuff, right? Have y'all ever looked to see who owns it? Have like majority of people consume media. Majority of people, right, consume the news and stuff like that. They read articles, headlines, and they never ask themselves, who owns this? Like, why don't we see more positive stuff? Why is everything so depressing? When you turn on the news and your grandparents is watching it, why is everything, this person died, this person got raided, this person's going to jail? Why do you think that is? And the thing is like they control the narrative. And if people consume a certain narrative and it's easy for them to consume it, they could just put it on the TV, they could put it on your phone, they could put it out on media, and it's easy for you to digest. It's going to be easy for you to believe because it's a narrative coming from the news or something, and they're making it seem like, oh, they're just obsolete. They did more information, like did more research. A lot of those times they're just feeding you shit and you haven't done enough due diligence on your own. So now you're just believing it. And that tends to be the thing that happens. And that's why you have to educate yourself. Right now is not a time to be thinking about investing as optional. Investing should never be optional for anyone at this particular moment in time. Everything in today's time should be intentional. Everything should be intentional. Does that make sense though for the majority of you guys in here? I know I only got a couple yeses, but I want to hear from a couple of the other people in here as well. That's the reason I don't watch the news. It's the reason I watch the news, but I understand when there's a narrative being pushed. Let me actually look at this. So right now, we are in this box, and this is for everyone who is looking at maybe trading QQQ. Let me see something. So right now we're sitting in this box here. And price, so what time is it? Right now it's only 3 o'clock. So around 3:30, we should see a pickup in volume. So we did have data that came out today. We had CPI. Anytime you guys have data, I always trade after the data releases. This way you don't get caught on the wrong side of the trade. So what does that mean? Some of y'all might watch people on these platforms on social media, and they might get a really crazy trade right out the gate, right? You just see it and it's just pumping and pumping and pumping. They're trading prior to data, and then when the data comes out, they get the move, right? And a lot of times it's like gambling. So I trade after the data. I wait until the market picks a direction, and then I trade the direction. I trade the momentum. I trade the trend. So that's another really important piece of advice. Is this options trading or day trading? It's options trading, but you can day trade options. Yes. TikTok got an insane amount of haters. I know. You just gotta vibe out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that there's gonna be people who watch my streams and stuff like that who enjoy me teaching. It's the same thing on YouTube. I get a lot of hate on YouTube. I get a lot of hate across all platforms. Like, I don't think most people know this because most people only see me on TikTok. But I have across all platforms, I have right around like 780,000 followers. So like, I get hate on a day-to-day basis. It's just what comes with the territory. News are real indicators. Articles are really good indicators as well. It felt optional when I was young. Now that I'm older, it's no longer just the option. Yeah, investing should be mandatory. But the thing is like, most people's parents have never talked about money. Like, I think that growing up, money was such a scarce conversation to have with people. When now, like, we need to be talking more about money, you know? And now it's like, it's getting to the point where people block the stuff out, right? Or people like, They be like, I don't want to hear about this. I don't want to follow this person. I don't want to tune into stuff like this, because they're not educated enough to be able to keep up with the dialogue or keep up with the conversation. And then two, they just want to wait until somebody comes saves them. Yo, thank you guys for the badges. I appreciate you. Shout out to the ladies as well for the badges. I thank you guys so much. Appreciate the follows, yo. Rika, appreciate the follow. What's up? I see everybody on YouTube. What's up, Sam? Big Ben, love your channel, fam. Yo, appreciate you, man. That's love, bro. When you say wait, what time are we talking? How do we know when to actually start trading? The market opens at 9:30 a.m. So 9:30 to 4 p.m. Eastern, at least for options trading. When is the best time to buy and when is the best time to sell? The best times to buy and sell is when your plan and the setup is actually forming. I don't just trade just because it's a certain time of the day. There's higher probability that a good move will happen in the beginning of the day and the last hour of the market being open. Do you have a call WhatsApp group or channel? No, I don't. I have a Discord, so I have a paid version that is currently full. We've been full for the last month now, so we're not accepting any new students until Sunday. So if you want to get a chance at opening up or reserving a seat to the Sunday's workshop, it is free. It's specifically for people who have a job, have a consistent paying job or a consistent paying business, or they have just more than $2,500. If you are in one of those baskets that I just talked about and you want to get taught everything live for free, you can reserve a seat to the live workshop right here. It's going to be via Zoom. So when you reserve your seat, I'm going to basically send you over a text message and an email for you to be able to join. I only seat 500 people due to Zoom having restrictions on more than that. So once we hit 500, it'll cap out, and then you'll just have to make the next one, which probably won't be for another month or two from now. You could trade with Robinhood? Yeah. Nah, I use Webull. Do you sit out when IV is high? It depends on what I'm looking at. It depends on like IV can be high on any ticker, but it depends on the ticker that I'm looking at and what the setup is. Just got here. Did you take any trades today? I did. I took IWM earlier today. We closed out green on it. I called it out in the Discord, so I can actually show you guys right here. You guys should be able to see this. So this is my Discord. If we scroll up, shout out to Sully, $1,000 on a day, 90% on forward. We called out forward as well. Got some small accounts, 148%. We talked about coin earlier today. IWM, I closed out like 40%. It wasn't nothing too crazy. It was a really light day. I tend to size down a lot on Fridays, unless I'm really confident in a particular setup. But yeah, one of our members actually made 17,000 today. So took another swing on AMD. He made $17,000 in profit. So this isn't like prop firms or fake accounts or any of that shit. This is our own actual money. This is why I say, if you don't have a job, I don't recommend to like trade, or if you don't have a business, if you don't have money, don't trade. Just learn the craft, paper trade for a minute, and then when you build your capital, then start, locking in on it. IWM is a ticker. Thank you, Eddie. I have to work Sunday, but I analyze on the 1 to 4 hour. But what's the time frame for entries? It depends on the setup, honestly. Like I find most of my entries off the daily or the 4 hour. So we got us the volume is starting to pick up here. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend options on Robinhood. I mean, it's cool and all, but I think Webull or Thinkorswim is better. What's a good starting amount to have? At least like to trade with, probably like $1,000 bare minimum. So we got QQQ coming back here, looking like it might want to break out of this box. I'm not too confident in it just yet. It is 309 though, so we're coming up on the last 45 minutes of the day. I fuck with what you doing. Yo, appreciate you, bro. That's love, man. I just hope that this stuff is stuff that people actually go utilize and it works for them. So IWM isn't a ticker I'm really looking at right now to even trade. It's just kind of just been chopping, and the box that it's in is way bigger than QQQ. So QQQ has the most relative strength as well. So if you guys have never heard of relative strength, it just means like out of everything that you're looking at, which one is the strongest. So when you guys hear like other people on YouTube, or if you hear it just a trader say it, that means out of everything that you're looking at, which one has the most strength, which one is moving the most. So like if something is just consolidating majority of the time, right, I'll look at another ticker to see if it's moving better. Yo, thank you guys so much for the follows. Y'all peep game. I'm a credit guy and trader also. That's what's up, man. I appreciate you, bro. So let's see if we can actually get a break out of this box. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. What is the name of your necklace? This is from one of my friend's brands. It's called Lost Society. LSTSOCIETY. Lost Society. So just no O in Lost. What advice would you tell someone who wants to start off trading? What steps would you tell them to? I would say before getting into trading, just continuously educate yourself. Like you can either go to YouTube. I have a lot of free information you guys can find on YouTube. You can find it. I have like a full 9-hour course that y'all can watch. It's 100% free. There's no credit card options, no card options, no none of that. But you guys can watch that and just get educated first. Like try to obsess over trading if you can, and like obsess over getting the information. All right, so we got QQQ breaking back out here. We really need to get through 618.40. It's possible we could make a run to about it's possible we make a run to 620, honestly. There's no catalyst that would swing this back in the opposite direction, so this might be a clear breakout here. I'm gonna actually pull up SPX right here so you guys can watch SPX as opposed to looking at IWM. So let's look at this, and then we'll come over here to SPX on the 1 hour. Okay. So we are now coming back up on 6810. What's your YouTube? It's Dantes Akram, just my first and last name. That's my YouTube. Or you guys can click the link in my bio to watch the free course. So let's see here. It's kind of hesitating here, but we just gotta give it a second. So we need SPX to get through 6810, which is gonna be right here, to be a little bit more bullish on this QQQ breakout. So QQQ is already making its way back up. So kind of what I do is I'll watch these tickers together. And the reason that I do this is because they're kind of like a guideline for the rest of the market. So QQQ is the tech sector. SPX is pretty much the rest of the market. So ideally, if you're watching these two, you can kind of see what happens with the other tickers as well. Sometimes some tickers might be stronger than the ETFs themselves, but you just got to kind of look at them and use them as like a compass in a sense. So let's see what happens. Yo, shout out to everybody on YouTube. Let me Stressless, thank you for the sub. SVN, thank you for the sub. David, thank you for the sub. Elijah, thank you for the sub. Felix, White Pearl, Sammy, thank you guys for the sub. Crypto, thank you for the sub. CJ, thank you for the sub. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate y'all. That's love. Have you did day trading with currencies? Nah, I don't trade currencies. How many hours a day do you do trading? Usually from like I wake up at around 7, and then if I'm not, most days I'm done by like 12 or like 11:30. Some days earlier, but most days I'm done by 12. And then if not, I'll come back at the last hour of the day or last 2 hours of the day. So kind of like 5 to 6 hours a day. My YouTube is my first and last name, just Dantes Akram on YouTube. D Money, thank you for the roses. Appreciate you for the gifted. The market's been so slow today, man. Holy shit. What camera are you using? I'm using the Sony A6400. You plan on using machine learning in the future to trade? Who knows? Who knows? You never know. I mean, I think it's evolving. AI is evolving so quickly. That obvious is gonna be pretty obvious that most people are gonna use it at some point. But yeah, who knows? I mean, CPI Friday, that's a fact. Training, what I need for it. What you mean? How do you know when you're done for the day? Usually it's a percentage goal on your account. So like for me, I'm only looking to get like maybe 2 to 5% on my account per day. And this is something I'll be teaching at this Sunday's live trading workshop. So if you're in here, you work a 9 to 5, you have a business that's pretty much just cash flowing, or you have more than 2,500, and you want to get more into trading, get deeper into it, and learn live with me through Zoom with a private class of 500 people, you guys can click this button right here on TikTok. It's an orange button. You can reserve a free seat to the live trading workshop this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And unfortunately, I can't sit there right now. Do you believe AI will take over jobs? Yeah, it's already been happening. It's already been happening. It's not something that you know what I'm saying is it's not something that's not gonna happen. Let's put it like that. It's like it's inevitable, right? Because at the end of the day, with computers and AI and robots, you know, they don't have any excuses. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we be realistic, there's no excuses that they have. So it's like they can work all day, they can do all the tedious stuff, and they don't back off, and they don't need breaks, they don't need to call off. So it's like it's inevitable, right? Think of it if you owned your own company, right? If you owned your own company, I'm pretty sure if you had to pay less people, but you could pay a one-time fee for a robot or an AI, you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you want to do that? And as unfortunate as that sounds, that's just the reality. From a business perspective, I think most people try to only think from one perspective, but like, you gotta be realistic, right? Like, if you owned a business, why would you not want to be as efficient and as profitable as possible? But most people don't own businesses, and they've never have owned a business. So their perspective is going to be skewed, and their perception of like what should happen and shouldn't happen is going to be biased based off of them not ever owning a business. I remember you from the Steve Harvey camp. Yeah, shout out to Steve Harvey. They had invited me out there. It's really lit. I appreciate that opportunity. That was really dope. Man, the market is just fucking slow as shit right now, bro. So yeah, we just sitting here watching right now. I'm trying to see if there's gonna be a move that happens, but it's been kind of choppy all day. Hey, what's your opinion on European markets? I don't really have a specific opinion on it. I don't trade them, me personally. Did you trade anything today? Yeah, I caught IWM earlier today. Thank God they can't take over daycares. I own daycares. That's what's up. That's what's up. What you looking for right now? I'm looking to see if we can get this breakout here, but it's not really looking like it. We kind of just been in this box. And the volume, I mean, it's already 318. Normally the volume picks up around 3. So I don't know if we'll actually get a move here at the end of the day. So we just seeing if it does. Is invest through Cash App good for stocks? I would just open up a Robinhood or M1 Finance. Oh, do you help people who are new to trading? Yes, I have a lot of free information. I got a lot of free information out there. Bro, this shit is moving so slow, bro. Honestly, I think if we can just get the breakout today, as long as we don't close, no, I think we're still pretty good. I don't think it's gonna drop 4 points in the end of the day. You up on the day? Yeah, I'm green on the day. I took a trade earlier. I only took one though, and I sized a lot lower than I normally do. Do you think AI will take over accounting jobs? Well, just think about it. If you owned an accounting job, right, and you hire other accountants, and there's now this AI that can crunch all the numbers, create the spreadsheets, do everything for you, do you need to really keep all those people on your team? Do I need 5 screens? Hell no, nay. I only have one computer. Well, I got 2 monitors, but like you don't need all that. I've been doing this a lot longer. Normally, you're gonna be looking at 1 to 2 tickers, if that, in the beginning. What strategy is this? This is the Strat, and then I also trade SMC, which is also known as Smart Money Concepts. You still need people with critical thinking skills. Yeah, for right now. That's why they're giving people who have critical thinking skills the ability to train the AI models for them. It's like, what happens when the smartest people teach the smartest thing on how to do what they do? Did you catch calls or puts and how much you make? I caught what did I catch? On IWM. We caught calls on IWM. I called it out in my Discord. This like day trading, I don't think so. Don't look the same. There's different industries that you trade in. So you might be looking at Forex, you might be looking at futures and stuff like that. I trade options. So it might not look the same as what you're referring to. 7 indicators. Yep. Not all of them are on. Where's the Discord? My Discord is currently full. My Discord is currently full. Bro, my eye is burning so bad. Okay, so let's see. I don't think these want to break out today, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if we get the move at the end of today, though. Like, I'm talking the last 15 minutes of the day. Why do you limit members if people just follow the call outs? Well, I don't send just call outs. Like, I teach live classes and I trade live with them. And it's better for me for a quality sake, because like I don't want people to go and not have a good experience with me. So I cap it off so I can work with people directly, and then I can help them get where they want to get to, and then I'll let more people in. So like my community is not the same as everyone else's, which is why I would say, hey, if you that one guy who you seen on YouTube, if you want to check out their group, go ahead. But like mine will stay closed until I feel like I can bring in more people and I can really help them get the results that they want to get. Until then, there's no need for me to accept money from nobody if I don't have the full capacity to be able to help them get the result. Do you think anyone can learn how to trade? No. I think some people shouldn't trade. Okay, so here's this breakout right here. I do think anyone can trade, but like if you categorize yourself like that, it won't be easy for you. I think you just say, am I open to learning this? So let's see. Don't take money if you're not ready. It's really, for me, it's like I could teach more people, but it's just quality for me, man. I like to keep my name clean. I don't want no one to have no issues, especially if they paying me something. Like I think a lot of people sell like I don't have a course to sell y'all. So it's like I think people who sell courses, they're only in it for the money. Like for me, when I have a group, there's like I have a full-on community, you know what I'm saying? A community of people who are actually trading and seeing success. So it just means more to me, and there's a lot more shit going on than just calling out signals and just giving people a 5-hour course. If you're buying a course, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna be able to trade at a high level because it takes more than just a course to be able to trade really well. You need to get like insights. You need to be able to get your questions answered. There's always a different scenario. If you're watching a course, and let's say the course is 8 hours, right? Well, there's not talking about all the other scenarios that are out there. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we have a curriculum. My curriculum in my community is 35 hours long, but it goes over various scenarios, multiple tickers, multiple trades, multiple strategies, like goes over everything. So, you know, but you only get access to the curriculum if you're inside the community, because you can't do one without the other. You can't be a great trader without having the guidance and the people to actually sit there and help you. But everything else I have is free, so you guys can pretty much just watch that stuff, if anything. For all you newbies, yeah, you just gotta study. You just really have to study. 8:40 GMT closing market. Did you do QQQ calls today? Nah, I traded IWM today. A man with integrity. Love it. Thank you. I appreciate that. I absolutely love your mindset. I appreciate you, Queen. I appreciate you even tuning in and tapping in with your boy. Bro, this shit is moving so slow, bro. Oh my God. So many real-time scenarios in trading that you need your questions answered. You have to. So like, and this is not me throwing shade to nobody that sells courses. Like, you know what I mean? Shit. Do what you do. Y'all, one thing y'all gonna learn about me is I really just don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as my people good, like I am focused on my box. You know what I'm saying? And doing what I do for me and mine. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is noise. I don't care what no one else is doing. I don't care how much money somebody making, what car they bought, who in a relationship with who got divorced, what NBA player did what. I I don't have enough energy to care about that type of stuff. And when you learn how to narrow things down like that, it's the same thing with like dating. It's really hard to date a lot of people, which is why I don't do it. I'd much rather focus on just one person and put all of my energy there, because the fruits that you'll yield will be a lot higher than dealing with multiple people, multiple personalities, multiple opinions, multiple dates. It's just fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? At least to me. I mean, I've outgrown that phase. So if you got to go through it, still go through it. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with your own stuff in life. I'm a beginner. Please tell me what websites and apps to use for trades. So this right here is TradingView. So this is like a full beginner's kit. If you're new to trading, you need TradingView. Okay, somebody type that down below in the chat. Type TradingView down below. Okay, this is where you're going to go to look at the charts. This is this platform right here. You're going to be able to read candlesticks. You're going to be able to draw on them, mark them out, you know, all that good stuff. This is TradingView. All right, somebody type it down below in the chat for me. So that's the first platform you're going to need. The second platform you're going to need is a brokerage. A brokerage is what allows you to trade and spend money on a trade, right? To be able to get in and out of a trade, right? So you can either use Webull, you can use Robinhood, or let's just stick with those two for right now. You're either going to use Webull or you're going to use Robinhood. Okay, this is for all beginners. So I want y'all to type that down below as well. Webull or Robinhood. Robinhood is going to be the most beginner friendly. It's going to be the simplest for you to even use, right? Create an account. The whole process is super beginner friendly. Webull will look more complicated, but is a more efficient platform. It's going to be better for you if you're looking to like really trade and you really want to get things like down. Webull is going to be a better option for you from a platform perspective. And then you have Thinkorswim. I agree with Trishan. Thinkorswim is, I won't even say it's advanced, but it is a little bit more advanced than Webull or Robinhood, which is why I always say for beginners, start there. You guys still hear me? Camera went out. Now my camera's on. I don't know if you guys can still hear me though. Okay, there we go. 1 second, let me see something. It's messing up. Hold on 1 second. Let me try to fix this real quick. I gotta close out some tabs. We can hear you, but we just can't see you. Hold on, let me try to fix this. Nancy Pelosi trying to take him down. That's crazy. Nancy Pelosi is crazy. Hey, y'all know there's a did y'all know there's a platform that you guys can use? I had to close out a hella tabs. I just realized I had so much stuff open. There's a platform where you can track how much money and where Nancy Pelosi is putting her money. I seen someone who mirrored her trades and they were up like 400% on the year. Insider trading. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? You love to see it, right? All right, you guys should be able to hear me. Everything should be good right now. Drop a yes in the chat if everything's pretty good. Voice sounds like it's fast forwarded. Talk again about the third option for traders. Hold on, let me do this real quick. All right, should be better now. I had to reset the mic too. Let me know if everything's good now before I keep going. I want to make sure that I don't have to keep repeating myself. Just drop a yes in the chat if everything's good. Moo app. I've heard of it, but I've never. I don't know. Voice good, no picture. Y'all can't see me? No, y'all can see me. Y'all can see me. All right, cool. So yeah, get you a journal, right? In the journal, you basically write down all the trade. You get this, right? So okay, we should be good now. What the fuck? All right, let me know if that's better now, y'all. They don't want me to be great, bro. Oh my gosh. All right, we back now. They don't want me to be great. It's really Streamlabs, bro. I don't know what's up. I don't know what's up with their platform, bro. They've been tweaking. We should be good officially now. Okay. Okay, perfect. Let me just pull this back up over here now. Okay. We good? Fuck. Holy shit. But yeah, those are the platforms that you're going to need. Now, there's going to be specific websites that you want to use for getting information. So the apps that I would recommend that you go ahead and download is going to be CNBC. Download CNBC because you want to be alerted and you want to stay up to date with all the information that's going on in the world or something that might be going on with Trump, right? Articles, what companies are partnering with what companies, what CEOs are doing what investments companies are getting into, all that stuff, right? So those platforms, you want to use CNBC, you want to use Yahoo Finance. You can also download Bloomberg. These are all platforms you can download or apps that you can download on your phone. And you just have your post notifications on. So basically, whenever things come out related to finance or related to the stock market or related to the economy, you'll get these articles. So that's why I always tell people, you know, trading isn't just a one-sided thing where you only make money from it. You're actually being so much more informed about your economy and about society and about the country you actually live in. It teaches you a lot more than just how to make money clicking buttons. Now, is that what most people get into this for? 100%, right? But I also think that more people need to be educated on these things. It's one thing to know how to trade. It's another thing to know exactly what the fuck is going on with the economy and to know certain agendas. Does that make sense? I'm not frozen, right? Y'all can hear me? I think the stream is lagging a little bit. It's like behind like a couple seconds. So my chat is like loading slow as hell. Okay. Yeah, my stream is just behind, so it's all good. But yeah, this is why, like, if you're interested in getting into trading, I definitely say try it, right? Like, but if you're gonna try this, like really give it a try, right? Like really put effort forth. You know what I'm saying? Don't go into it gambling. Don't go into it with no plan. Don't go into it saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna make $1 million by this time, or I'm trying to make 10K by this. Like, if you're gonna try to come into trading and learn it, don't even put a money goal on what you're trying to do. Just say, I wanna come in and I just wanna be able to learn this for the next 6 months. Like, can you do this one thing for the next 6 months? Don't worry about starting another business. Don't worry about selling hair online or fucking starting an Amazon business or starting a TikTok shop or trying to be a brand ambassador. Like, really just only focus on this. Like, really put the time into watching the videos needed, you know, do whatever is necessary for you to be able to get the information and just stick with it for a long period of time. If you really plan on trading, that's what I would recommend to anyone who's new. Where do you get the information from? You can always go to YouTube, right? I don't have anything to sell you, right? My group is currently closed, as I've been saying for the last month now. It's been closed. We do open enrollment once a month, right? And that's usually when we take our members, and then that's it. And then everybody else, you could just consume a lot of free content from me, right? And that's the best part. You don't have to get on these streams and feel like somebody's about to sell you something. You're getting on here and it's just like, hey, me talking to you, giving you game with the hopes that, you know, it helps you. But yeah, so I have a free course as well in my bio. It's 9 hours long. If you're a complete beginner, just go watch it, right? There's no credit card option, no card option, no paying Cash App, PayPal, none of that shit, right? I don't have a course to sell you. Everything's pretty much free. So you can just watch the free stuff. And then if you like it, you know what I'm saying? Keep watching it. If you don't, then watch the rest of the YouTube videos out there. Would you recommend the Finello app? I don't think I've ever heard of that. Oh shit, my bad, YouTube. I just noticed the chat was moved over. All right, YouTube, I can see our chat too. My bad. It had, I don't know why it keeps doing this. It keeps moving the entire chat over here. Okay. Do you help trade stocks for free? Yes. Yes, I have a bunch of content on YouTube. I have a bunch of free content on Twitter. I have a free course. The market was choppy earlier. I got caught in it. Yeah, I caught I called IWM earlier. Are you in bull leaps? I am. I am still in bull. So we got the market kind of pulling back here. I wonder if this is just a little bit of a sell-off before a run-up. So now we got to really like lock in. So we're going into the last 20 minutes of the day. This is usually where a lot of volume is at. TradingView is a demo account. Got it. Thank you guys. It's not a demo account. It's a platform you use to trade, or not to trade, but to read the charts. So let's see what happens. We need a clear break and close out of this box. SPX might be a better trade to take at the end of the day, though. Can you share your indicators? Give me if you guys are on TikTok, give me the 10K likes, and I'll pull up my indicators for you guys, and you guys can just copy them. No, you don't gotta pay me for my indicators. You can just copy it. You can just screenshot it and set them up on your own. At 10K likes, and I'll drop it, or I'll just open it. Need that candle closure for confirmation. Exactly. Right now it's just chopping right now, so we're gonna see what it wants to do. Usually at the last 15 minutes of the day, it is super volatile, especially on a choppy day like today. It's possible this thing could go crazy. I think I'm gonna look at SPX for an end of the day move. And it's Friday, yeah. You got Friday, you had data, CPI data. Then you also had a couple partnerships with companies in the Mag 7. So we're going to see. You had Tesla report earnings yesterday. It's very possible we get a move at the end of the day. So what we doing? Right now we watching and waiting to see if we get a clear direction. Do you go live to help build us? I go live to give people information that they may not have heard of already. Yep, 10K likes. We almost there, y'all. At 10K likes, I'll give you guys my indicators that I trade with. When is the best moment to sell? You should be looking at levels. You guys want me to do a quick walkthrough of how I mark off my charts? Would you guys like that? Like how I draw out support and resistance? Like these lines on my chart are here for a reason. Okay, cool. So we at 10K likes. Okay, here you guys go. Here's my indicators right here, guys. Here's all of my indicators. If we get enough yeses in the chat, I'll do a walkthrough of how I mark off my charts. And I'll give you guys an explanation with it as well. That way you guys can learn that today. You can feel free to screenshot this. Yeah. Now, you know, if you want to save that picture of me, ladies, I get it. And fellas, you need to delete it. It's only for the ladies. Sorry. All right, cool. Are we good here? Y'all done screenshotting? Chill. Lux, I'll go free or paid. I have the paid one. Okay, we good? Can I remove this now? Or y'all still screenshotting it? Bro, I don't think y'all done screenshotting. Y'all just bullshitting me. Okay. All right, so let's see. If SPX breaks back under 6,800, I'd definitely be a little bit more cautious on buys. I'll be a little bit more cautious. So I'm going to do the walkthrough of how to mark off your charts. Just give me a second here because the volume is starting to pick up here. I think this is a fake out to the downside. I'm just trying to figure out how to trade at work. I have a lot of people who work 9 to 5s who trade. Right now we're looking at SPX. Actually, let me flip this into this. I'm gonna flip us into a 3 version. Okay, and we're gonna do this like this. Let me put SPX here. Actually, look, we'll do 4. I think this will look a little bit cleaner for you guys. Okay, so let's see what this wants to do. Swinging option is not bad for work. I agree. Swinging is going to be better for most people who have a job or a family that takes a lot out of them to like time-wise. What makes you determine what's a fake out and what's not? It literally depends on the level that you're getting to. A lot of times, if the market is bullish the entire day, you could just be getting a higher low, which is a sell-off, and then before you get a bounce. So you got to really just keep in mind the trend. So we've just been higher low, higher low, higher low. This could be a higher low. A lot of people will look to short this when it could just be another buying opportunity to go to the upside. So that's how you would determine if something's a fake out or not. There's also certain setups you want to look at too. Okay, so let's see here because we're starting to get back under 6,800. You guys can see a clear increase in the volume. So these are moving a lot more now. But let's see what it wants to do when it gets to the VWAP right here. All right, and we're entering into the last 15 minutes of the day as well. Hold on, let me lock in real quick, y'all. Let me lock in because I'm gonna see if I'm gonna take this trade. Let me drop down to the actually I'm gonna drop down to the 3 minute and we're gonna drop into the 5 minute. So this actually doesn't look bad for a bounce here. This actually looks like a clean as. It depends on how this candle closes though. So let's see how this closes right here. If we close under this line, I'll wait for a confirmation move back up. So let's see. 5 minute looks eh. You like trading on Fridays, bro? I like trading my setups. If my setups come on a Friday, I'll just size down. They're not terrible though to trade on Fridays. Okay, so SPX, we're breaking under here. What the fuck does this keep popping up for? All right, so this is the last 15 minutes of the day. This is usually where a lot of volume starts coming in. You have this low back here at 67.95 that we can mark off. And we're just gonna watch this. So on the 5 minute time frame, we have SPX coming back near this VWAP. If I do look for an entry for calls, it would be me sizing for 0, meaning I go into the trade with an amount of money I'm okay with losing. Ideally, I would like to take an entry from here, and it would have to be a candlestick that would show me that there is a reversal. So it's either a failed 2, right? We broke lower and then we failed to go lower, or we get a 3 bar. So we're gonna see. Oh my gosh, this shit keeps popping up. So right here, this actually might be the candle right here. So we got buyers stepping back in, like I told y'all earlier, right? This could just be another higher low on a higher time frame. This is why you always read the higher time frames first before you just assume that it's going to be to the sell side. Because all those people who took this entry below here, they're going to 9 times out of 10 get stopped out. So now what you're doing is you're waiting until the candle closes. One part of a video I have on inside of my curriculum, and I think I have it on Twitter too, is something called the candlestick anatomy. You want to wait until the candlestick closes before you just make a decision on something. Because if the candle is still live and it's still moving and you just jump in, right, what can happen is this closes lower and now you took a premature entry. And that's what's happening to a lot of people. They try to jump into something while candle is still moving as opposed to waiting for the candle to close. So right now, you guys are seeing a clear bounce on the 5 minute or on the 5 minute down here at the bottom. And then right here is on the 3 minute. So now we're just looking for confirmation if this trade is going to go back to the upside or if we're going to continue selling off. And I don't make that decision until the trade, until price action shows me which side it's picking. Do you only trade stocks? Yes, I don't trade crypto. I invest into Bitcoin. Best live I've ever seen. Thank you, bro. So look at this candlestick, right? You would have jumped in on calls just because you thought it was going higher. You have to wait until the candle closes, especially if you're in a lower time frames. So this candle, right, tells a story. Buyers tried to step back in, sellers step back in, right? And now the candle is still here, but you still have to wait for it to close. You have 30 seconds on this candle. So we're just vibing right now. We're waiting. A lot of trading is just sitting there and waiting for candlesticks to close, waiting for price to show you what it wants to do. I know you were saying something about a live workshop. When is it? So this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, if you're here on TikTok, you can click this orange button right here. You can reserve a seat to a free Zoom call. It's about 500 other traders that are going to be in there. That's the capacity. I think right now we're at like 460 registrants. So if you want a free seat, you can just click this orange button like right here, and you can reserve a seat. This is specifically for people who work a 9 to 5 or have a business or have more than 2,500 bucks. All right, so this candle has printed. So you can use this as an entry as well, but you have the VWAP right here. So I'm not gonna look to take this downside move unless we break and close under here. So there's the downside move. I would need to see a clear reversal setup off this VWAP. If not, this is gonna be a sell side move that could probably even retest this low down here. I mean, shit, we could pull back even deeper as well, but we're just gonna watch for right now and see. The volume is definitely there though. So it looks like we're getting that bounce here off the VWAP. It's still not confirmation yet though. Like I don't care to take a premature entry. I'm already green on the day. I already traded and I made profits on the day. So if I do take this trade, I'm just playing with profits. No, this is SPX. It's not gold, this is SPX. Okay, so we're kind of like defending this 6,800 level. Let's see when this candle closes. I feel like I'm in a goddamn event right now. Like shit, I'm locked in. Are y'all locked in? Are y'all just as locked in as I am? Cause like I feel pretty locked in right now. I ain't not gonna lie. So the end of the day move. Oh my goodness. As soon as I look off the screen. All right. So the next support level is gonna be right here. So now you want to see, all right? So look at this 5 minute, fills a little bit of the gap that it just had off of the print of this candle. So right now it's 350. At the end of the day on SPX, the move usually happens around 357, like a really, really colossal, crazy move. And notice how price just immediately shot back up, just faked out all those sellers. Now you can look at this candle closure, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this candle closure and I'm going to use this as an entry. So I'm going to wait until this candle closes. And I'm gonna use that as my entry here. So I'm gonna pull up SPX. So now the candle's completely flipped. I wanna see if this closes back up here. Nope. All right, well, yeah, I was looking for a particular candle close. So this could be a 322 reversal as well. So we just need to wait and see. And these are same day contracts too, guys. I might just wait till 357. I might wait till 357. It's kind of rejecting this level here. Actually, I'm gonna wait till this 5 minute candle closes. Honestly, this looks like a better setup to take an entry off of on the 5 minute. Oh my goodness. Bro, I hate watching every tick. Like, it makes my eyes hurt. I'm just sitting here feeling like I'm drugged out looking at every single tick. My bad, y'all. I'm just looking at this real quick. I'm trying to see how this candle closes. I remember hearing your story, and I just feel like where you were when you had your little girl, just the son. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yo, appreciate the gifted. Appreciate it. Yeah, Halloween is right around the corner. I think at my building we have a happy hour. I don't know if I'm gonna go to that. Yeah, this sell side looks eh. And now we got literally 7 minutes left in the market before it closes. The premiums on those contracts are getting eaten. Just sitting in this, like if I would have took this entry, those contracts would be getting eaten alive right now. This is why I always say wait for confirmation. Wait for confirmation. There's no reason to be in a rush. So we ended up closing inside on this candle too. Let's see what happens. Yeah, the Greeks be crazy. That's why I was asking if you do same days on Fridays. Yeah, this is super risky. Whenever I take these trades on at the end of the day, like last 5 minutes of the day, I'm always sizing for zero. Like every time. I'm only risking an amount I'm okay with losing. Because these contracts could get eaten immediately. Like as soon as you enter the trade, you could be negative. There's been times where I've entered one of these trades and I've been up 150% as soon as I got in. So right now, there's no reason to be in anything right now. Like right now, it's just kind of consolidating here. So we do have a clear breakout to the downside. It's kind of defending this level right here. So I'm gonna mark this out real quick. Yeah, it looks like it wants to sell side more. Now, if we lose this 67.95 level, then it's pretty cooked. Because I like the buy side more here. Now, could I short this? Yes, but you got to be very careful while this candle is live. This thing could reverse immediately, especially on the end of the day. Okay, so we're at this level now. This is a level that we've bounced from in the past too. No risk, no Ferrari. Ain't that a fact? Ain't that a fact? So I want to see if we can get a retest on this. Can we get a retest? Okay, so here's the retest here. Yeah, it wants to sell side more. God damn, that thing is selling off, boy. Bro, you got cooked. No, I'm not anything yet. I'm just waiting. We just waiting, my boy. We waiting. Yeah, this sell-off is extreme right here. The next level it can get to is 67.91. Can someone explain what happened? I'm joining late. Nothing yet. Nothing worth taking right now has happened. I'm just watching the premium of this contract change. You see something? 6,800s came back out of the money, yeah. So we got the last 2 minutes of the day. Could we possibly get an end of the day rally? Is it possible? I'm looking at options right now, guys, not futures. I'm not going to take this setup. I was going to take the buy side here and see if we can get a flip, but the contracts would get eaten too much by the theta because there's only 1 minute left. So although the contracts are $80, trying to catch a bounce on a falling knife, just not it. I could have taken the break under 6,800, but even this consolidation would have ate my contracts. So I'd rather not even play with my profits. Take it. Nah, there's no reason to give back money to the market. You got to remember, right? Like, it's more about protecting the capital, right? Like, a lot of people right now watching this, they have a rush and they want to jump into it, right? You got to be able to, like, in order to be a great trader, in order to get to to be a profitable trader, you have to know when certain outcomes are not favorable. For me, it's not about making money. It's more about protecting my capital, especially if you're green on the day already. Like, don't go force another trade. Because look, if I would have tried to take the buy side, I would have immediately lost this trade immediately. So it's like, if the setup didn't match what I was looking for a buy side, right? I was looking for a move back higher. If the setup doesn't present itself, then it is what it is. You just got to know when to just sit, you know, like they said, sit on your hands. Yeah. There's no reason. And then you got 35 seconds left in the market. You know what I'm saying? I'm already green on the day. I'm green on the week. There's no reason for me to even want to force anything. So yeah, hopefully you guys were just able to learn through the process of what that looks like, though. Like, really thinking about why you're making the decision you're about to make before you just jump into it. Because a lot of people, like, they can't control that rush, that emotional feeling that they feel in them right now. That it's like, hey, I got to get in. I got to make money. I got to make money. I got to make money. Like, the best thing that I can tell you is not to focus on the money, because the money will come, right? The most important thing you need to focus on is following your plan. Like, I don't get mad if I don't make money or if I lose money. I get mad if I get pissed off when I don't follow my plan. If I do something and I know it directly goes against my plan. So that's it for the trading day. Let's actually go through the charts now. And let me show you guys how I mark off my levels. I think this is a very important lesson that a lot of you guys will be able to learn a lot from. So I'm going to get into teaching now. So if you're in here right now, you came in on the perfect time. Let's go ahead and lock in on a teaching side. Focus on locating your strategy. Exactly. I only trade my strategy. Like, that's how I've been burned the most, is not trading my strategy. It just didn't fit my plan. And that's cool, you know? What do you think about TJR's bootcamp? I don't know. I've never been to TJR's bootcamp. I've never been to his bootcamp or any other, you know, I've bought courses and mentorships and stuff like that from other people, but I've never paid for anything from TJR. Yes, we're on TradingView. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to look at a couple tickers. All right. And I'm going to mark this out with you guys and show you guys how you do this. Okay. So right now we're looking at the ticker Bank of America, right? Bank of America. So let me actually pull this up just so I can make sure I can see all this. My camera's back on now, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. So how do you mark out key levels? So what exactly is a key level? Let's first rewind, right? What is a key level? When you're looking at a chart, there's these things called deep V's. So think of the letter V, right? If I just whatever, right? A V, right? You think of the shorter side or the pointier side, right? So right here, this is a V. Okay. So what this V is showing you is support. This is where price got to and we bounced from. So you can easily mark off levels by just looking at where you see deep V's, right? So you can mark off this level, right? And you basically just click on it and you click plus on the right side right here on TradingView, and you just click, you know what I'm saying, draw a line, right? So this is a level. Now, what type of level is this, right? This is a level of support. This is the floor. When price sold off in the past, it came back to this level and it broke out higher. But what you'll also notice is if we move over here on the left, this same level was also at one point in time in the past, it used to be resistance. It used to be a ceiling. So there's this saying that everyone should know, right? And if you don't know this, it's perfectly fine. That's why you're in these streams, right? But ideally, right, what once was the resistance, what was once the ceiling, once you broke through, it ended up becoming the floor. It ended up becoming support. Right? So everything I'm saying is just same words, just different analogies, different ways of saying it, right? So at one point in time, this was the ceiling, right? Once you broke through the ceiling, it broke higher and created a new ceiling. So where's the new ceiling at? Right here. So what's another key element that I have when I'm marking out these levels? I like to make sure I have as many taps as possible at a certain price. So what do I mean by that? So if I draw out my line right here, I got 1 tap, 2 taps, 3 taps. This is when I mark this level out. When you have multiple taps at the same price, this is a key level. This is a level that you want to mark out. This is where price has been to multiple times, right? If you look further in, right, if you look deeper inside of this, right, so say like you mark out your first deep V and then you mark out the ceiling, right? So this is the first step. You see a clear ceiling wherever the highest wick is, you mark that out and try to get as many taps as possible, right? And then you mark off the floor. You mark off the deep Vs, okay? So once you do this, you can now zoom in and you can look closer in and you can say, hey, where's my next level that is similar to these? Well, if I look here, I see a level right here where price pulled back to, but I also see it also aligns up with these over here on the left, right? So which one do I do, right? I just mark any of them, right? So like, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to try to get as many taps as possible. Another thing is the time frame that you do this on is very important. So let me slow down a little bit because I know I'm kind of talking a little fast and I don't want to lose too many of y'all. When I'm marking out my levels, I mark out levels on the daily or the 4-hour time frame. So why do I do that? These are higher time frames, right? And usually it's like putting a puzzle together, right? The higher time frames is going to tell you a better story. It's going to paint you a better picture. It's going to allow you to know, you're going to have a better idea of where price can go, okay? Is everything making sense so far? I didn't lose too many of y'all right now. If y'all are still tracking and everything making sense, just follow along, all right? Just let me know in the chat. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm looking at these levels and I'm saying, hey, where's the ceiling? This is the ceiling. Right here, this is another ceiling that has now became the floor. So look, price was once the ceiling. We came up, pulled back, came up again, kind of snapped back, and then we broke through, created another ceiling. When we broke through here, we retested and then broke lower and came back to a recent floor or a recent ceiling. So this is on TradingView, guys. You can do the same exact thing on TradingView, okay? So this is on the daily time frame, right? So everything I'm marking out right now is on the daily, or I do this on the 4-hour. It's completely up to you on which one. I like both of them, but you know, you can choose whichever one works for you, right? Now, you don't have to have a whole bunch of lines marked out and stuff like that. Just have the ones that you feel like is necessary. So once you mark out these obvious ones on your daily chart, then you need to keep in mind other key levels. What do I mean by other key levels? Previous day highs and previous day lows are a great guideline for whatever you're trading. So what was the range? What type of price action did you have the day before, right? So I'll mark out my previous day low, right? I always mark out my previous day low. So what does a previous day low look like? Well, today, this is this candle, right? This is yesterday. So this is my previous day low. And then I also mark out my previous day high. And then you can label them, right? So I come in here and I'll put in under text, I'll put previous day high. Down here, I'll put previous day low. Are my lines more accurate? So here's another thing. You don't need this to be perfect, right? You're just trying to get as many taps as possible. So like, you know, if I look at this, right? If we all look at this right here, right? I have 3 taps. This is fine, right? You don't have to, you know, try to get this 4th tap and try to get this one too. Like, you don't have to do all that, right? Like, let this be something that flows. When you see it, mark the line, right? That's the key element of marking out levels and really finding these places where price can go, is just marking it out and going to the next one. Don't sit on it too long. Any beginner, any person can do this. How many of you know what a V looks like? How many of you know what a V looks like? How many of you know what a ceiling looks like? How many of you know what a floor looks like? So anyone can do this, right? I just have to use words and analogies that you've already heard or you're familiar with, and then correlate it to something that you might not be familiar with, right? So that's what I'm doing right now. This is how I'm teaching you. This is how it's going to be able to stick for you later down the line. When you go out and you do this on your own, you're saying, hey, Tez did tell me I need to have multiple taps. So I see 1, 2, 3. I'm going to mark that out, right? And then he said, mark out the deep V's, right? If I see this V, always look left, right? So there's something that you're going to always hear me say if you come to these streams, right? It's always, 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 always look left. Always look left. What I mean by look left is what has price done? If you don't know what price has done in the history of what that price has done, like in the last couple days, last couple weeks, last couple months, if you don't know what it did then, you're going to have absolutely no fucking clue on what it's going to do next. Because these charts, these stocks, they repeat themselves over and over and over and over. It doesn't matter what the headline is. It doesn't matter what the CEO does. Price repeats itself over and over and over again, right? And as long as you have these levels marked off, right? You can always know where price is going to go. Okay? So this is how you mark these levels off. So you got previous day highs, previous day lows, you have this level here, you got these levels here, and then you go down to a lower time frame, right? So let's say you go down to the 30-minute. Well, this is what this looks like. So how would you read this chart, right? How would you read this? Well, the day before, Bank of America had a nice little rally, right? A lot of the bank stocks had a rally because of earnings this week. So, you know, JP Morgan, Chase, all those companies, they had earnings this week. Bank of America had earnings this week as well, right? At least I think they did. I'm pretty sure they did. So you've seen a clear rally, right? Here, right, we end up gapping up slightly, and then it opens and rips. So how would you have taken an entry on this trade, right? Well, you can also use as another guideline, another level that you can use, right, is pre-market highs and lows. So what is pre-market? So does everyone see this yellow shade right here? Like from here to here. Do you guys see this? Let me know down below in the chat. And then do you see this blue one right here? It's a little hard to see on the screen. I'm noticing right now. It's a little bit harder, but can you guys just see it? There's like a yellow one here, and then there's like a I don't even know what type of blue this is. It's just another blue one right here. You guys see this? Okay, good. So if you never knew this, right, this is important. Right here, the blue one right here, from here to here, this is post-market. So this is like, both of these are times that you can't trade. You can't take any trades right now unless you're, you know, a heavy investor, you're working with a certain amount of capital, right? Or you're a professional, right? You're not going to be able to trade during these times. Banks, hedge funds, big investors, they're able to trade, buy and sell shares around these times. We can't do that, right? So this is post-market hours. This is after the market closes, right? So we close at 4 p.m. Eastern, and then this opens back up at 5 a.m. So from 5 a.m. till about 9 a.m., that's pre-market hours. So the blue is post-market. This is after the market closed. The yellow is pre-market. This is before the market actually opens up. Okay, so now we know this. So what is pre-market highs and lows? During this yellow box here, the pre-market highs and lows is the highest point during this yellow time period and the lowest point. So what would that look like? Right? Let's go ahead and mark it out. So this is your pre-market high, and this down here is your pre-market low. So you can use this as an entry. So what it would look like if we were to rewind this, and let's say we were looking at this during pre-market, right? The way you would trade this is, you know where price can go. So first off, do I have my levels? Yes, on the daily time frame, I know price can get to 52.82, right? And I know if we go to the downside, we can revisit previous day lows, which are back here on the left, right? We can come back to this level. So I have it marked off. So if we break under this line, I can take puts and I can take it to this target number 1, target number 2, and then you can even find target number 3 right here on the left. If I move this over, you have another floor back here. So now you got this level, and this level. So what are these used as now? These are your targets. So if you do decide to short the market here, or if it does trigger your trade, you would have your targets. So someone asked me, like, how do you know when to get out of a trade? Anyone can place a good trade. Most people don't know when to get out. People are getting fucking losing their mind when they take a trade and, you know, they close profits at 50% and then the trade goes 600%. It's because you didn't know where you could have gotten out at. Is this making sense so far, guys? Is everyone still tracking and following me? So it's the same thing to the upside. If we break above this blue line, right, I know where price can go. You would have a target here, and then you will look all the way back left and mark out another target. You always want to have at least 3 to 4 targets. If you take a trade, you want to have 3 to 4 different places of where you know you're going to get out. Why would I want to know that, right? Well, you know, if you're going to take a trade and it keeps running, you don't want to be in a scenario where you're sitting in the trade and you're like, man, this thing is working. And then you just don't know where it can reverse. So what is another way of looking at a target? A target is the next likely place we are to go to before we go up to in the opposite direction. So let's say, you know, this is a target. This is the next place where we could come and revisit the downside because this is a ceiling. So if I took a tennis ball, right, and I threw it up at the ceiling, right, it would come crashing back down. If I took a tennis ball and I threw it down at the floor as hard as I could, it would come crashing back up. So these lines are just the next place that we could bounce from. in the opposite direction of your trade, this is where you want to take some profits. Making sense? This is TradingView, guys. The sun is like OD right now. Holy shit. Okay. So the way this will look, you have your pre-market high. And then you have pre-market lows down here. Boom. So you can use this as an entry. This is something very commonly known to be used for a lot of people. All right. Yo, bro, your terms of explaining are nice. No BS. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. So let's look at this, right? So now the way you're looking at this is, hey, the market is about to open. So you wake up at around 8:30, 8 a.m. I wake up at 7. You know, to each of their own, right? You wake up, you do your due diligence. You read CNBC articles, you read Bloomberg articles, you read Seeking Alpha. You go look at what data is coming out. If there's any data coming out this week, you go do all those things, right? Now you have all the information needed, right? You have the fundamentals, right? So there's two parts of trading. There's the fundamental analysis. It's a big word for just saying reading articles, reading news, right? And then you have technical analysis. It's a fancy word of just being able to read a chart. So you need both of these to be able to have a better idea or have more confidence in the direction that the market can go in. Too many people are using one without the other. When you use one without the other, you have a lower chance of being profitable. You have a lower chance of being more successful because you are not adding all the things that could give you an unfair advantage. So think of these things, both of these tools, as tools that give you an unfair advantage. Remember, when you are trading and you're trying to make money, if you're making money, somebody else has to be losing money because you're not going against robots when you're trading, right? You're going against millions of other people who are all playing with different amounts of money, who are all having their own opinion. They're doing their own due diligence. They're all looking at the same charts, but they're just coming up with their own idea of where it could go and they're taking their trades, right? So in this scenario, this is your pre-market high and pre-market low. Do we now all know what pre-market highs and lows is? Do we all understand what pre-market high and low is during this yellow time period from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m.? It's the highest point during this time and the lowest point during this time. That is the pre-market high and pre-market low. Good, good, good. If you didn't understand it before, now you should understand it now. Okay? So you use this as a trigger. And what ends up happening is it breaks through, right? It triggers your calls, so you take the entry. And it's working, it's working, it's working, it's working. But your target is up here, right? So you just wait until your target gets hit, or your target may not get hit. You know, some people might get to this point in the trade in the beginning of the day and they might be like, you know what, I'm good with 70%, 80% on my trade, right? They might do that, right? Others, they'll wait till their target gets hit. So this is what it looks like to sit in the trade the entire day and then your target gets hit. So this is why it's important to have these levels, right? Notice how whenever you have these levels, it's a great guideline. Let's say you wanted to use this again, right? Pre-market lows and pre-market highs, right? Once it breaks under the pre-market lows and it also breaks the day before lows, right? It flushes to target 1, target 2. Whoops, let me move this over. Target 1, target 2, and target 3. Price is just doing the same things over and over and over and over again. So let's go over another chart, right, of us marking out key levels, because this is what this lesson is really all about, is how do you mark out these lines? Why are you marking out these lines, right? So let's look at something like a let's look at Google, right? Let's look at Google. Okay. So how do you go about this? The first thing you do, right? So you go to the ticker, right? And you mark out the most obvious. It's the most obvious, right? You have a deep V right here. This is support. This is the floor, right? You mark out the next highest point, right? Up here. So in this case scenario, does it have to be multiple taps on this particular line? It doesn't. Why? Because this is the high of today. This is the highest point of this week. So you want to mark this level off. What you can do as well is mark off the most recent level, right? Let me turn my camera back on. I know some of y'all are asking about it, right? So you mark off the most recent one. So look here. So you got 1 tap here, 2 taps here, 3 taps here, and then we broke above, right? And let me plug this up really quick so we don't have this keep happening. A second. And I'm gonna close the blinds as well so the camera doesn't overheat. bad, y'all. I live in a penthouse, so we have glass. The whole fucking shit is glass, so it's really easy for it to get extremely hot in here, and for my camera to overheat. Okay, we still following along? Y'all still with me? Y'all still with me? Okay, cool. All right, let's keep going. So we marked out the most obvious, right? So one, we marked out this level, which is the highs. And then I marked out my most recent highs. So where did we break from? Like, where did we break through? Well, this was the level here. This was the most recent ceiling, right? Now, within here, you can look for the next floor, right? Because this is a pretty big gap. So now what you're going to do is you're going to look left. You're going to say, hey, where do we tap multiple times and bounce from? Well, look right here. Why is this a level? You have tap number one, right? You have this level here where we closed here, right? And then you can even move it up a little bit more. You can add this like right here, right? You can even look further in here as well, right? You can go narrow. You don't need a whole bunch of them, but you just need to know where price can go, right? If it's a big gap, like from 244 to 256, this is a pretty huge gap. So I'll look for another level within this, right? You could call it 251. Where did I get this level from? Tap number one, tap number two, tap number three, tap number four, and it was once resistance, right? So again, this whole entire process does not have to be like perfect. You should never like keep going back through and keep adjusting each and every line. Like, no, trust your intuition, right? And as you do this more often, right, you can see another level right here. Boom. As you do this more often, you're going to clearly be able to see it. So like I can go to a naked chart, or I can go to a chart that has nothing on it. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me turn the camera back on. I can go to a chart with nothing on it and literally mark out everything within 20 to 30 seconds. Right? So all you're doing is marking out the floors and the ceilings. Okay? I'm pretty sure, I don't think I can make it any more simple than the way that I'm explaining it at this particular moment. I'm not gonna lie. Real quick, I had to turn my camera off just for a second, just because it keeps overheating. So let's go to another chart though. So we marked out Google, we marked out Bank of America. Let's go to Costco, right? Let's mark out Costco. Okay, so you come to the chart and you mark out the most obvious places, right? Well, this is a low right here that we found support, right? So you found support down here, right? You have a ceiling back over here. Where did I get this ceiling from? You look left, right? Tap one, tap two, right? We broke down. This was also support right here. Great. How did I know this was support? You look left, tap one, tap two, tap three, right? And there's more taps in the past back here, right? See how price is repeating itself over and over and over and again, right? You can mark out your previous day highs, right? So right up here, this is your previous day high, right? And you have previous day lows right here. Well, this is really close to where this level is right here. So I don't have to mark it out unless you want to, right? This does not have to be perfect, okay? Now, right here, you have previous year close. So there's this indicator that I use called 50%er by Trinex. Is this considered trading by colors? No, this is just levels. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm using this indicator right here, 50%er by Trinex. And the reason I'm using this indicator is because it'll mark out last year's close, right? Last year's close. So I'll mark this out as well. So previous year close, previous quarter lows, right? It'll mark out these levels for me, and I just put a line there. See where it says PQL? That stands for previous quarter lows. Notice how it's in sync with my level that I have marked right here. Look left, then right, then set your stop loss. Exactly. So now you just marked out a chart. And then you could go further up, right? If price breaks back through the upside, you need to know where it can go to the upside. So we can come right over here, all right? I can come up to this deep V. If you were to flip the V upside down, you have a deep V here. You have another deep V right here, right? So now I know where price can go, right? And again, you don't need too many of them, right? You can mark off like 8 or 9, right? So yeah, this is just support and resistance. This is all I'm marking out. So now, how do you read this though, okay? So this, let's look at Costco, right? You drop down to a lower time frame, right? If Costco breaks under 932, right? This is how you read this. This is how you would trade this, right? If Costco breaks under $932, it's possible we could see 916, right? That's how you would read this. So you would have a target. You got to also keep into consideration how much the stock moves, right? So up here, this thing called Sadie ATR levels, it shows you the ATR. The ATR is the average true range. So it's up here at this top right. You guys, it's probably a little bit more difficult for you guys to see it because there's like a lot of stuff on TikTok with all this shit up here at the top. But up here in the orange, right, it says ATR. This stands for average true range. How far can this stock go before it gets exhausted, before it looks to want to slow down, right? Where does it, how much does it move on average per day? That's kind of how you look at it. And this gives you a guideline, right? So now if price breaks through here, right? If we break through 932, it's possible we could see 916. Well, can Costco make it all the way down to 916? This is about a $16 move, right? Or a little, yeah, about $16. Well, if the stock normally moves about $15 on average, you need to have another target in between here unless it just in case it wants to reverse, right? So then you can go up to a higher time frame. And look at this, right? You come over to the 4 hour, you have this level here, right? You can use this level, you can use other wicks, right? You can use this level right here. And all I'm doing is going up to a higher time frame and I'm finding new support and new resistance. So if we break through this level, target 1 is down here at 926, target 2 is 923, right? You can even use these wicks over here as well. And then your last target is down here. Do you guys need me to explain that again? So right now this is on the 4 hour. I know I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit. Great community. Yo, thank you, bro. Appreciate you, fam. Guys, I will never message you on WhatsApp. I'll never message you guys asking me to trade for you. Please beware of all fake accounts. There's nothing for me to sell you. Just want to put that out there. Everything is free. You got a Discord? It's currently full. Yes, it's full. But just enjoy the free information. I don't want you to pay me anything, bro. Definitely just made it simpler. Okay, good. So look at this, right? Let's reread this again, right? So let's go to a lower time frame. You marked off the levels on the daily and the 4 hour because they're higher time. They're more important support and resistance levels. Can you mark these out on a 5 minute? Yeah, but they're not going to be as strong as a daily or as a 4 hour. So because I day trade, I mark my levels off on higher time frames because I'm trading off the lower ones. Does this make sense? The higher time frames are going to be stronger support and resistance. So think of it like this. On the year, the support and resistance from a year is going to be way stronger than it is on a day because it's a higher time frame. There's been more price that has happened. And when it bottomed out on the year and it moved higher, that's a true bottom. When it topped out on the year and it reversed and it went lower, that's a true top. So what you're doing is you're just marking off the higher time frames and then going to the lower ones and trading on it and using these as guidelines. If we break through here, we can go here, here, or here. If we break to this side though, we can go here, here, or here. Hopefully I explained it better there. So again, the way that you would read this, right? If we break under here, right? Then now the next level you're looking for is down here. Well, can this happen, right? Well, yeah, you know, the weekend, the market's closed and all that stuff, right? But this can't happen. So again, let's mark out. Do you guys want me to mark out another chart? Do you trade gold? I don't trade gold. I don't. I'm actually looking into trading it next week though. My first time. Do you guys want me to mark out another chart? Let's go to Papa John's. What is Papa John's again? Papa John's. Oh, is it? No, not Papa John's. Domino's. I'm tripping. All right, let's look at Domino's. DPZ. That's what it is. Could not remember that shit to save my life. All right, so let's look at Domino's then, right? This is Domino's Pizza. How many of you guys like pizza? Let me know in the chat. Okay, so let's clear the chart. How often do you go live, man? I try to go live at least like 3 times a week. For those of you guys who are in here right now and you're liking the way that I teach and you want to learn more from me, if you work a 9 to 5, or you have a consistent paying business, or you just have more than $2,500, if you're in any one of those 3 baskets, I have a free live trading workshop this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. It is free, so you can reserve a seat by clicking this button here. So if you want to learn more about the strat, which is the numbers on the screen, if you want to learn more about how to grow an account, proper risk management, or if you just want to be a better trader overall, let's just put it like that, you can reserve a seat to this Sunday's workshop just by clicking here. You just put your information in. I'll text you over a link on Sunday for you to be able to join the Zoom. It's going to be live. It's going to be a vibe. You can ask questions. I have a full Q&A section at the end, so you can feel free to just reserve your seat here. You can bring all your questions there. Okay, so let's mark off Domino's Pizza. Let's do it. So we mark out the obvious ones, right? You can mark out this level, right? You can also mark off this level right here. Bam. Okay. Where's the next obvious level? Right up here. This is the ceiling, the most recent ceiling that we've had on Domino's, right? Where's another floor within here, right? Within these two lines, within this range, where's another floor at? Right here. Bam, right? So now you have some levels marked off. Then you mark off next deep fees, right? You come back over here to the left. You have this tap, you have this tap, you have this tap, you have this tap. You come all the way back left and you see even more taps on the same level. So price has revisited this same price over and over and over again. So like when I tell y'all, price has memory, it's because it's doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. You can mark off this level, right? Like these don't have to be perfect. Right now we're looking at Domino's, DPZ, right? And there's your levels, right? Like you can just use these and then you drop down to a lower time frame, right? And you use these as guidelines. If price breaks through this point, right, and we come lower, we can come down to here. It just took longer to do it. It took longer for it to go from here back down to here. It took 3 days. So swing trading might have been a better option, right? You could do the same thing with, let's look at QQQ, right? These same levels back here. Look, these are levels that I have marked off for weeks, and then where I got them from was higher time frames, right? Right? So you use pre-market highs and lows. You can do that, right? Or you can use this as an actionable signal. So this is trading the strat. A 3-bar is showing you when you can get into a trade. You mark out the high and the low of this candle, and you take the trade. You have a 3, 2, 2, 2. So buyers are in control, right? You have your first target, right? Unless you get in right here, then your first target will be up here. Second target will be one of these two, right? Move on to the next day, right? Let's say you took puts. Let's say you took puts under this line. This was your first target. It got hit, but your second target never got hit. So it is what it is. You might have lost out on some profits here. That's a part of trading, right? Look at this, right? Let's say you took the break of this level. This was previous day lows. This is today, right? And this is the day before, right here. So you're just saying, hey, I'm going to use this as a guideline. My previous day highs, previous day lows. Tez told me these are key levels. These are levels you want to watch. You want to mark these levels off. So now when price breaks under it, you can take puts, right? So it reverses when it first takes the first attempt, which is why I don't trade in the first 30 minutes a day most of the time, right? Most of the time, trading during the first 30 minutes will get you smoked, right? Or you can get really paid. Depends, right? But for me, I try to stay away from trading in 30 minutes. That's where I lose a lot of trades. So when I don't, I catch better trades, right? Because I could have waited for all this to happen. And then I look at the next entry and I say, okay, when we break this low, right, I'm going to take puts. And guess what happens? It breaks. You have target 1, target 2, target 3, target 4, and then you have an extreme target down here. So now you took puts up here. It hit your first target, second target, third target, fourth target, fifth target before it reversed. Look at what price does. It comes right back through the same levels. When price broke back through these levels, we came here, we gapped up again, and then broke higher. But on a higher time frame, right, if you go up to like a 4 hour, these are just higher lows. Look at this. This is just market structure. If you've never really heard about market structure, this is something important. When the market is making higher highs and higher lows, you're in an uptrend, right? It's like a diagonal shift up higher. So how would you read this? Where do you find higher highs and higher lows? Well, this is a higher low, right? This is a higher low. So this low is higher than this one, right? This low is higher than this low, right? You might look at this one. This low is higher than this low. So on and so forth. This high, right? Let's look up this. This high right here is higher than this high down here, right? So you would just look at this, and you could even just draw it out, right? Like you could do this. This is what shows you that you're in a clear uptrend. Let's do it like this. You're in a clear uptrend. It is diagonal, it is pushing up. Right? Now can you take puts during an uptrend? Sure. You're just trading against the trend. A lot of times people get smoked because they don't have levels and they don't know where to get out. Because a lot of times it'll reverse on you. Unblock me on IG. You probably deserved it. No cap. You can send me 3,500 and I'll unblock you. If not, no bueno, buddy. Are you waiting for a retest to get into an entry to confirm that the put or call? It depends on the time of the day, right? But not all the time. I'll wait for a candle to close below it, and then your risk management should allow you to be able to sit in the trade. If you do decide to wait for a retest, you can. But a lot of times, like the trades that I take, because I trade momentum and volume a lot, sometimes it can just shoot off and never retest it. You do this with everything, y'all. You can do this with Forex. You can do this with futures. Like, you know what I'm saying? Any time frame, like any chart that you look at, you can mark off these same levels. It's deep V's. Look for ceilings, look for supports, or look for floors. You mark those levels off, and then you mark off in between them. What's up, Tez? What's up, bro? How do we get into your Discord? My Discord is currently closed, guys. It is closed. We are full. Thank you guys, though. I appreciate all of you guys being so interested in it. But we are currently closed. I'm sorry. Good thing you don't have to pay me anything, right? You can just enjoy my free stuff. I personally believe you could put me to the test. I think my free stuff is better than most people's courses and paid stuff. I am willing to put money on it. Like, that's how serious it is. You are so helpful, man. Very clear and straight to the point. Thank you. No problem. I'm glad you guys are liking it. This helped me so much. Yeah, if you get the course that I have for you, let me just show y'all. Do y'all want me to just show it to y'all so y'all can get an idea of what it looks like before you go sign up for some shit? TSA goated. That is a fact, my friend. That is a fact. It is a fact. Would you guys want me to show you the free course so you guys can at least know what you're getting inside of it, and then you can see if it's something you wanna even have? Yes. Okay. So fuck. Why is this not pulling up, bro? This shit is tweaking, bro. Hold on, y'all. Let me relog in here. I forgot because I restarted my oh my gosh. I restarted the computer when the stream was messing up and it logged me out of everything. Hold on, y'all. Let me log in. So let me open up my email right here. So what I'm about to show you guys is the free course you guys can access right now. Again, there's no credit card options, none of that stuff. So you pretty much just go put your email and information in, and you can immediately go watch it. Let's go to beginners, trading and investing. Let's go click this. All right. And then let's go ahead and pull this back up over here. All right, cool. You guys should be able to see this now. Okay. Let me turn my camera back on now. That's what I forgot to get, a dummy battery. That's what it's called, a dummy battery. Okay. I'm in it. Oh, it's very helpful. You're on the second video. That's lit. I'm glad you're liking it so far. So as you guys can see here, this is the beginner stocks and trading course. It's about 8 hours long total. Again, most courses that you would pay for are going to be like fucking 3 hours or something. They're going to think they're going to teach you trading all in that time period. No. So yeah. So this is the beginner's course. You can access this for free. If you click in here, everything is pretty much recorded in 4K. So we have a full A to Z trading and investing section where I break down what a stock is, what options is, how all of that works. It's about an hour and 43 minutes long just in this video right here. Next is how to trade options for beginners. So if you're not familiar with trading options, you can click on this video and it breaks the whole thing down. So if I click play on here, Yo, what's going on YouTube? In today's video, so some of these videos are YouTube videos as well, but everything is just strategically organized in here, so you can just kind of go from one place to the next and get the information that's needed. So breaking down an update. If Celsius stock price is currently $10, but you think it can go up to $11, then you would get an $11 strike price for Celsius. So pretty much goes over like stuff like this. This is the quality of the videos. So this is what they pretty much look like. You know, how to read a candlestick, full walkthrough of setting up your charts. So, you know what I'm saying? You can have, if you're using TradingView, I'll walk you through everything within TradingView. This is about 2 hours long in itself. What is the strat? This is a full video on all the numbers that are on my screen. Today's video, as promised, so we skip through this real quick. When I first got into the market, I was trying to learn trend line. So back in 2021, 2020 is when so boom, you got that video there. So if you've never traded the strat and you want to learn it, you can watch that video. I break down some winning trades from the paid version of my Discord group. If you work a 9 to 5 and you want to swing trade, you can watch this swing trading video. And then if you have trouble hitting 100% plus trades consistently, you can watch this video that I just added in there today. So all of this stuff is in WAP that you guys can access by just clicking the link in my bio. There's a free, it'll say free course or free Discord or some shit like that. Actually, let me just show you. So let me see something. Let me see. Why is this not working? Hold on, let me see. Let me open up TikTok. Let's go over here. My link in my bio. Oh, wait, I'm tripping. It's on Linktree. So Linktree / the real Tez. Okay, so this is what it looks like in my bio. So if you go to my bio right now, this is what this will look like, right? You basically scroll down and here it is right here, free in-depth beginners trading and stocks course. This actually needs to get changed, but the next one is this Sunday. So you can register for the next one this Sunday. Okay, but you click right here, free in-depth beginners trading and stocks course includes free Discord group. You click on that, okay? You can click on this and then you'll get access to everything. Okay, so that's how you get access to that course that I just showed you. And again, it is 100% free. It is free. It is free, Dr. E. Okay. Do you guys understand now how to mark out charts now? Do you guys have a better understanding of it? What time is your workshop? It's 7 p.m. on Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Right, yeah, I need to go get this battery today. This shit is driving me crazy. You're the best. Thank you. Very good at explaining things. Thank you. Thank you. I think you guys will love the course then. If you like the way I explain in this stream, I think you will love that free course, honestly. How do you read the strat, bro? Go watch that video. What does the paid stuff have that the free stuff doesn't have? Well, let's take a look. So first off, the paid stuff comes with the Discord, right? So look at this. So these are awards that I sent out to members within my group who hit their first $1,000 day. So patiently waited for my next 1K day, came close to it this week. Thank you, Dantes, for the cert and teaching us the way. Truly blessed, made my Friday. So this is a certificate that I shipped out to my students. We had around 13 students. Who generated their first $1,000 in a day from a trading. So I sent out some awards with their names on it. So this is his in particular. We got the other ones that are going to be shown as well. Ended the week strong, more than 2% I was aiming for. He's compounded his account. Little end of the day makeup for IWM, hit 100% on this trade. Caught coin again, in and out. So she made about $100 on this trade. We keep scrolling up, $1,000 here, 90% here. Very, very active. As you guys can see, we got people making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in here. I could just keep showing you, right? If we scroll up, Miguel made $17,000 today, which is fucking insane. To do that in a day is just fucking crazy. So you get access to this. I also send out all of my signals in my Discord as well, but I break them down to you live via Zoom. So every morning from Monday to Friday, I do a Zoom call with all the members, and I break down the entire stock market. So the tickers I'm looking at, why I like them, when to get in, when to get out. So you can pretty much look at these trades and you can take these trades. And then you have the curriculum as well in itself is going to be way more in depth than the free one. So if I come over here, I come to curriculum. Oh crap, I did not mean to do that. 1 second. So let me go show you guys the paid curriculum here. So this one is 34 hours long. Obviously it's way more in depth than the free one, right? Obviously, because if you're paying, you're gonna get way more. And then we have chapters. So chapter 1.5, risk management and growing an account. Chapter 2, fundamental analysis. So like up here, what does sizing for zero mean? How to actually grow your account, compounding growth, compounding daily goal, fundamental analysis. So what platforms we use, trading and investing brokerages. We walk you through all the brokerages on live, like on these videos. Webull, Robinhood, M1 Finance. We talk about technical analysis, so we break down the charts way more in depth. So you got trading view, a full tutorial, customizing your trading view, market structure, support and resistance, volume, liquidity, why you need the ATR, the strat, what indicators you need for the strat, cheat sheets like PDFs and resources that you can download and laminate, trading plans that you can download and laminate, live in class breakthroughs, smart money concepts. We teach this as well. What options contracts are, what the Greeks are, give you a PDF so you can download it if you need to study the Greeks, if you don't know what they are. We give you an options trading checklist. We show you how to choose contracts that can go over 100 to 1,000%. How to leave runners, how to manage your size when you're in your trades, high probability setups, so how to trade the orb, charting a high probability trade with you, a bunch of other stuff, confirmation of trade. So before you take a trade, you need confirmation, how to swing trade, pre-market prep, how one ticker can change your life. I even have an AI scanner that was built so you can scan the entire stock market with it. And then how to set your charts up in under 2 hours. So all of this is in the paid version. However, unfortunately, we are currently full on the paid version. So you'll just have to catch us on the next enrollment, which is going to be Sunday at the live trading workshop. So if you do want to get a spot or get a chance, at least, because I only open it to about 7 to 9 people per month. But if you want to have a chance at reserving a seat, you can click this orange button right here on TikTok. Actually, I just noticed that my camera is off. But you can click the orange button at the bottom down here, right there. You should be able to see me in the next couple seconds now. But yeah, you can click this orange button right here, and you can reserve a seat to the free trading workshop, or to the free trading workshop this Sunday. Do you trade currencies? No, I don't trade currencies, just options. So yeah, you can just click this orange button right here. That's how you reserve a seat. This is only for people who have a 9 to 5. Who have a consistent paying job or consistent paying business, or you have more than 2,500. So basically, if you have no money, just watch the free course. If you have money and you have a business or a job that's paying you, come to the workshop. Just put it like that. So you have both options. If you want something that's completely free, even if you have money, just watch the free course. And if that doesn't prove to you that my information is quality, then just go watch YouTube videos, so you don't lose anything. What's the difference between options and Forex? It's just a lot, honestly. One is trading currencies, one you're trading stocks and options, contracts. To keep it brief, not to go like down a deep rabbit hole of explaining it. Yo, this stream is crazy. 376 new followers, 12,000 total viewers, 24,000 likes, 14 gifters. Thank you guys so much, man. And shout out to everybody that's here on YouTube. I'm so sorry, YouTube. Man, I lost 1.5K on MEXC. I am pretty unmotivated. You just gotta charge it to the game, man. That is what you call market tuition, my brother. I'm watching you from YouTube. Where else are you streaming from? So I can click the link. Let me see real quick if I can type this in the. I should be able to. Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna type this in the YouTube chat as well for you guys. Let me know if you can see this once I type it. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, it's not letting me do that, huh? Okay, let's see how it is. Yeah, this is not letting me. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. All right, so people on YouTube, here you go. You can use this link right here. So there's the link right there for those of you guys on YouTube. I just dropped it down below in the chat. Sorry, I'm streaming across TikTok, Twitch, fucking YouTube. He just gave you a rich right here. Live support and resistance breakout. Yeah. Easy, bro. It's hot as hell. Oh my god. So yeah, now you guys, do you guys now understand how to mark out support and resistance though? Does it make sense now? You're just looking for deep V's. You're looking for floors and ceilings, right? Like we could do it again, right? Let's go to another one. What ticker do we want to look at? What ticker do we look at? Somebody throw out a ticker for me to pull up, please. Somebody throw out a ticker. My brain is like on frozen. We already did Google. We did QQQ. AMD. So we can mark out AMD. This is a little bit different one. So how do you mark out a gap, right? So let's look at this one then, right? So first, down here, this is a gap. This is when price was down here one day. It closed down here, and then it opened due to news that they had, right? And it gapped higher. So the stock went from 164 all the way up to 200 in one day or overnight, right? So how would I mark this off? Well, first off, I'm going to mark out my gap. So this is called a gap fill. When price decides to come back at some point in time to fill this gap, this is where the gap needs to get filled at, right? So I'm going to mark this out. Right here, you have previous quarter high. So if I look left, I have this level right here. I can also use this as a target. Whenever price does make its way back down, this is a target that you want to have, okay? Next, I'm going to mark out the obvious points, right? So this is the most recent ceiling right here at the top. This was from today. The most recent floor, right, is going to be back here. Why is it back here? This is previous day lows, and it's also matching up with other wicks. Where's the most recent ceiling? In between here. Right here. Look at where price is tapping multiple times. You can use this level. It does not have to be perfect, right? Where's another level down here? What's another floor? You have this level here, right? You can move up. Where's another one? Right here. And there's your levels. And you can mark off another one. You can do this one here if you want to. It's completely up to you, right? I could do another one right here, right? Again, it just doesn't have to be perfect. And all of this is on the daily time frame. So then when you have these levels marked out and you go to lower time frames, right? You're just looking at where can price go. This is the daily that I was marking those out on. Is all of this making sense though after I just went over it again? Like this is like I think the fourth or fifth chart that we just went over. So does this make sense now? If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit the follow button somewhere at the top of the screen. It'll say follow. It helps the stream a ton. If you guys are here on YouTube, if you guys could go ahead and hit the sub button. That way you can get alerted and notified of all my next upcoming videos. I have another one coming out on how to mark out levels that's going to be on YouTube. So I have a lot of videos coming out on YouTube. I've already posted a few, but if you're on YouTube and you like the stream so far, just click the sub. And yeah, and if you're here on TikTok, just hit the follow button. So you mark out the floor on the daily first. I mark out the floor, ceiling, everything on the daily. I'll mark out everything on the daily or the 4 hour. And then I'll mark out gaps on lower time frames too. Like if there's a gap, like right here, this is a gap, right? So if I were to turn on Lux Algo, you guys will see it clearly. These green boxes here, this is open space where sellers haven't had a chance to make its way back down and fill this gap. So you can mark this out. You can click on this line, and this is a gap fill. And at some point in time, not saying now, not saying next week, at some point in time, this gap will come back and get filled. Lower time frames like a 30-minute, 1 hour, or like a 4 hour. I'll mark it off on there. I never mark out gaps on like a 5. I'm majority of the time sticking with the 30-minute and the 1 hour for majority of my day. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Did y'all hear that? Bro, my neck is cooked. My neck's cooked, bro. will always come back for the liquidity. Exactly. I definitely just, yeah, I felt a rush in my neck. Like, what's going on? Where'd you say the free course was? The free course is in my bio, guys. Is in my bio. How long have I been live? Whoa, 2 hours? Oh, yeah. All right, guys. I love y'all dearly. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Anytime you need anything from me, you can click the link in my bio. This is my only account. I will never ask to trade, ask you to ask for me to trade for you. I'll never ask you to send me money on Bitcoin or send me money on some currencies. Please beware of all fake accounts. I only have one account. I'll never message you on Discord asking you for money or to trade for you. So please do your due diligence. If you want to come to the live trading workshop this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, click this orange button right here. If you're here on TikTok, click right there. Okay, you'll be able to reserve a free seat. I'm only seating 500 people. So if you don't get there in time, when I send you the text message to join and it fills up, you will not be allowed to get in. I'm just going to put that out there now. So yeah. Other than that, anything else you guys will ever need from me is going to always be in my bio. I don't have anything to sell you. I don't have a course that you can pay for or nothing like that. Everything that I have is pretty much either free and the paid version is currently full. So even if I wanted you to join, I couldn't even do it. So I love you guys dearly. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Can I get a W stream in the chat real quick? Can we get some W's in the chat, yo? Yo, thank you for the gifted, yo. Yeah. Thank you guys for the gifted. Appreciate the gems, man. No problem. Can we get some W's in the chat? Can we get some W's in the chat, please? If you enjoyed it at all, I got 192 people in here. If you enjoyed it at all, just drop a W, just one letter. Just help a boy out, you know? Help me feel good about myself, you know? Actually, I already feel good, but hey. W's. Hopefully I earned a follow. Yeah.